Hello, good morning, and welcome to episode 56 of Nebula Quest. I am noden'gin, your host, as always. So, well, actually, there's things that we could talk about, and I don't mean just like silly things. I mean, like, real things. And by real things, I mean things inside this game. And by real things inside this game, I mean, hey, there may be aliens or something. Okay, so I'm not gonna pretend to be an expert on this topic. I don't know what's going on with it myself. Feels really weird to me today.
Frameshift drive
I don't
charging.
know why. Yes, I don't have all the details or anything like that, but it seems that somewhere
1.
in the
Engage.
outer reaches of inhabited sort of space, or maybe just outside of habited space, I don't remember. I don't know all the details. Like I say, there are these strange sort of Nautilus-like structures that have been found on specifically one planet, I believe, or moon. And if you go and shoot them with your guns, they give you this cool, strange mineral that you can, turn in for a bunch of money. So it's very different and very weird. And I'm curious to follow the story a little bit more. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm curious to start following the story pretty much at all, just to kind of find out, hey, what is on with all these maybe aliens, and why exactly? I mean, okay, so this is the sort of thing that we expected to kind of happen maybe a little bit when we got planetary landing, is that, okay, we need to bring in stuff to do on the ground, hey! So here it is. It's essentially, as far as I can tell, the equivalent to... Oh, it's a strange lighting change. It's the equivalent thing that we've had to... Are we... discovering things here? Let's run this guy too, just because this is... Why is this not... Scanning, thank you. Because it wasn't, in fact, explored. It's the same sort of thing as these new, like a new station or anything like that, kind of being in orbit around a planet. It's just not a new station or around a... Why is everything so garbage right now? I feel like things, like my bindings have changed subtly in ways I can't explain. Let's do that again as well. Also, I feel like that's not sitting very squarely. I'm a mess. Alright, let's be honest. I'm just a mess right now. This is very far away. It's down. But, yeah, so this is sort of like the land equivalent of that. Is it, they're going to be little bases or that we can, like, discover, or apparently alien Nautilus type structures. I mean, alright, okay. Still waiting on that $60 worth of content, but hey, or $80. How much was this? A lot? It was a lot, wasn't it? It's a thing. I don't know. It's there's a lot of in-depth story with it, which I'm not going to go into because frankly I don't know it, and it's not that important. And that's I don't know. It's just I haven't been following the Galnet news and things, which is the information. Which is the kind of like, I don't know, backstory with stuff. I mean, when we're out here in the middle of nowhere, none of this really applies to us. It just doesn't affect us at all. And that's just the way it is. But, at the same time, it is interesting that it's going on, but I also don't care. It's just not... It's not even grip. Even if I was around it, I saw Scott Manley did a video on it, I saw, and I was like, alright. It's an excuse for him to play, and I know that he's always looking for an excuse to play this game. But that's it. It was like an excuse to jump on and make a video because it was there. Like, I don't... I mean, much like, going to the Horsehead Nebula is an excuse for us to play this game. It's a reason. And that's the worst of it, is that what Frontier really needs to do is really give us a reason to play. I mean, it doesn't have... The game, I don't think, quite has the... I don't know, dynamic... what's the word I'm looking for? Financial kind of infrastructure that, say, Eve had, that really drew players into that, where you had the real economic side of things, where you're producing and doing all of that stuff. I mean, there is some of that, but it's not, I don't think, quite to that level, or if it is, for some reason it's not perceived that way, so it's not being used in that fashion. That said, I know there are, and I mean, people will say, have said, and will continue to say for some time, that Elite Dangerous is just very shallow. I mean, it's got all the parts kind of here, but it's only, it's only a half an inch thick, like it's only a surface of it, and then underneath it you've got this great big, huge, wonderful galaxy that you can explore, but that's it. The exploration is pretty much where you're at. Or you could go into the depths of the galaxy, find rare minerals that are worth a fortune and bring them back and make a fortune and get a new ship. And that's it. I mean, there are other cool things you can do, and there are people who are... actually, one of the cool ones, actually, that I didn't even know about and until I did watch the Scott Manley video, was that one of the cool things about this mineral, this alien mineral that you can get from shooting the structures of the blah 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 blahs, is that it has a strange thing of interfering with electronics. So basically, and what you can do is, like, so if you have it on your ship, for instance, and you're flying around, like, it will, systems will, I just smacked my mic, will just start failing. And if you drop them off at a station, these minerals at a station, this station will kind of start to not work. Well, in a way it won't work. So basically, enough people kind of dropped off these minerals at this station, and the devs went, hey, okay, you want to have a fun experiment? And they turned off that station. And this is one of the apparently primo kind of what's the word I'm looking for, like non-factional bad guy-y smugglers dens kind of stations that many people would go to, and now this is shut down because of all the minerals that have gotten there, that people have dropped off there. So I mean, that's kind of a cool, subplot, and that's kind of a thing that you can kind of do, but whatever. Again, it's just so weird, this game is sometimes, where I'm like, because I really love playing it. I love, I like what I do in it. I guess that's what the point is. I really enjoy what I do with it. I wish there was more to it. I wish that I could go between even the ships that I theoretically own without having to actually fly to them. I wish I could have more than one character, as it were, or more than one account. I suppose I could have more than one account, but that would be a pain in the ass. But yeah, I don't know. I just wish there was just a smudging more. But yeah. In completely unrelated news, and this is actually, I spent way more time talking about the Elite Dangerous than I planned on, but what I really wanted to talk to you about was body wash, and which may sound stupid, but I'll tell you what. So I bought the other day my body wash. I went into the Shoppers Drug Mart, which is just a local, not local, it's a Canadian chemist? What do you call those places? It's not, we call it a drugstore, but it's not really a drugstore. It's just a place, it's like Boots or a place where you go and buy body wash and stuff. They also do drugs, and by which I mean like prescription medication. And anyway, so I went there, picked up and it's inside, the one I went to happened to be in the mall. There's a couple of malls, actually a few malls I suppose, in the greater Windsor area where I live, but this is the mall, and it's where all the kids go, and on a Friday night, because they're underage and can't go drinking and all that sort of thing. But I happened to be there for around lunchtime, my lunchtime, and went and, needed to pick up some things. I'm like, all right, well, I'll get some body wash, blah, blah, blah. And then bringing it home and going to use it, I noticed that the body wash was not the consistency that I'm used to. It was very thin. I mean, like just water basically coming out, which, okay, so, and a couple of things immediately sprung to mind. The first thing that popped in my mind was, okay, this is a manufacturing defect. Somehow in the manufacturing line, something went wrong, and Water. I got soapy water, and it still works. And that's the one thing that is useful, is that it still functions. I don't think it works quite as well as the normal thickness of material, but it's there. So, but my thought is, okay, manufacturing defect, because it happens. I'm sure somehow some quality control guy let this slip through somehow, and I will say my remembering of the purchase of this bottle, it didn't feel any different by weight, or like it didn't shake any different or anything like that. Not that I do that. I don't open them up and like do the sniffy thing every time, because I know this is the same. I mean, I get the Dove for Men. I don't remember which one this is, but it's one of the Dove for Men body washes, and because I really like it and it works really well. Except for obviously in this one horrible instance where I didn't get what I expected. So like I said, first thought, 100% manufacturer defect. But then I got thinking about it, and I got thinking about those punk ass kids at the mall. And I say punk ass kids because I too was at one point one of those punk ass kids. Not, I don't think, as punk assy perhaps as some punk ass kids, but I was a punk ass kid at one point in my life. And I would think, going into a Shoppers Drug Mart and just like stealing a bunch of body wash and replacing it with water would be something that a punk ass would do, because, as we all know, Dove for Men is blended for the discerning punk ass. I mean, it's that was a good joke. I like that. But like, I could totally see that as being something that would happen. I mean, as punk-ass kids, we did steal alcohol from our parents and, like, fill the bottle up a little bit with water, just so that you wouldn't notice a difference in the level of the booze. And hopefully they wouldn't know the difference in the flavor, because we're smart kids. Smart punk-ass kids. But would it work with body wash? And who would do that in body wash? Surely, if that's what you're going to do, you just steal a bunch of body wash and then leave the half-empty bottle there. You wouldn't fill it up. I mean, you'd have to have like a water bottle or something handy that you would do it, and you'd just be spending way too much time there. But I don't know. I just don't know. Or would you like exchange it? Would you bring in a mostly empty bottle that you've topped up with water and just exchange it for one that was already like full? Or I would, but I don't know. At that point, wouldn't you be just as far ahead to just like steal one? Like, if you're already determined to walk in with a bottle and then out with one, I don't know. Punk ass kids, man. Plus, punk ass kids are not nearly as crafty or sneaky as they think they are. And I know this because I actually worked at the mall at one point in a clothing store, and it was my favorite thing in the whole world to catch punk ass kids stealing. Oh, let me tell you, I could never be a cop. All right, let me just go out and say that I would be a horrible police officer. First off, don't have the build for it. Even with my many hours spent at the gym in the last year, I am still a little tiny, like, weakling boy, man. Much stronger, but still not intimidating in the least. Number 2, I would be the most corruptible, like, you want to get out of a ticket, hand me, some money kind of cop that there is. That would be 100% me. And I have no problem saying that because I'm not a cop. And definitely not a cop. If anybody is asking, I am not a police officer. Anyway, but yeah, like I would be a bad cop. So that said, catching these punk ass kids, fucking fun. So much fun. Now, one part of it is that I don't have to worry about. I wasn't real conscious or worried about the legal side of things, which, to be fair, I should have been, because I definitely overstepped the constraints that are placed upon a store owner / employee in the catching of criminals. Basically, there was I don't know how it was set up. There were some rules that are set up specifically that, like, I couldn't. detain them unless I caught them, actually physically caught them stealing in the store. I think the mall policy was, I wasn't too, like, between the mall and store policy, I wasn't too, like, go after anybody, like, I wasn't supposed to chase anybody. There it is. Definitely did that one time too, which I will tell in a minute. But yes, anyways, like I said, people like the punk ass kids just literally not anywhere near as sneaky as they think they are. My favorite one of all time is, because one of the things that they'll do is they'll and I don't mean actually, and they're not all punk ass kids, because we also had an employee who tried to steal like actual money from us, not cash money, but I'll get to that in a minute, maybe. Can we discover this or something? Okay, I'll slow it down. Why is this not discovering? I'm gonna run this dubstep scanner again, just real quick. It hadn't. You bastard. So, one of the things that they would do often is they would bring in a large bag. One of the stupidest things that clothing stores have ever done is introduce these large sort of paper bags. Like they were slightly cardstocky, so they were kind of, anyways, they were large. Because kids would bring them in on the pretense that, oh, I've just been to that other store and done some shopping, and now I'm coming to do some shopping in your store. But really what they have is a pretty much empty bag that they can just kind of plop stuff into, and you can do so quickly without a lot of noise or racket. And once it's in that bag, I can't remove the item, I can't search it without their permission or without like further proof that they are in fact having like stolen something. So it's a horrible thing, like for them to do. And my store, also for reference sake, this was a long time ago as well. We didn't have like the security tag things on our clothing. At the time, it was prohibitively expensive for the amount of sales that we were doing. I still maintain that the amount of clothing and things that we lost due to theft throughout all of our stores province-wide would have more than paid for it, but hey. I believe at one point our store alone lost, like 1 year, lost like $30,000 worth of merchandise. I think is an accurate remembering. A rocky ice world. Oh, I guess we could actually figure out where we're going. We actually have to go somewhere now. Continue on our way to the Horsehead Nebula, as we are doing. Oh, we're getting close, man. I feel like we're getting very close. Alright, well, I'll use this just because it's there. Doesn't it look like we're getting awfully close now? Oh, I'm excited. Okay, oh, wrong button. I do that every time. Yeah, so kids would always do that, and, oh man, I chased down one guy, because I actually watched him throw something into the bag, and it was, oh, I love this so much. Just remembering it, I'm like, oh, those kids. And, like, I was at the back of the store, and I've been watching these two guys for a while, because they were moving suspiciously. They were moving in the I'm not doing anything suspicious kind of way, which is definitely a thing, and
Frameshift drive
oh, you
charging.
sneaky kids aren't nearly as sneaky as you think you are, as I say. So I was watching them, and then I watched them literally do exactly like I said, take something off of a shelf and just bloop into their bag, and then they left the store very quickly.
3,
I then chased after them in, like I say, complete contravenance of the rules that were set out for me, and stopped them. Politely, I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I think you forgot to pay for something." And he's like, "No, I definitely didn't. Just got some other shopping here, and you know,
Fuel scooping.
that could have very well been. Except the idiot kid had a bag from a store that didn't even exist at that mall. It was for like an Abercrombie, which we didn't have at the mall at that point in time. At any rate, I don't. No, we don't, because there isn't one there now either." So, idiot kid. What can I say? Idiot kid. And not only that, I mean, I could obviously, I recognized the article. I'd watched them throw it in there.
Fuel
There's
scoop
many things here.
disengaged. Fuel
So let's just get some
scooping.
fuel here while we finish talking up this story, one last story here of idiot punk ass kids. So I went. He's like, "Oh no, I just got some stuff from Abercrombie here," because he saw the bag and immediately went, "Oh shit," because he obviously immediately knew. He didn't say "oh shit," but his eyes went "oh shit" when he said that, because he knows there's no Abercrombie there. So I reach in and grab the long sleeve polo shirt that he grabbed, hold up the tag to him, and I say, "Does this say Abercrombie to you?" And he immediately goes into the meltdown, "Oh shit, I'm sorry man, I'll never do it again" thing, blah 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 blah. And then he was pulling out his wallet, I'm guessing to either pay for the item or to give me money so that the problem would go away. I'm not sure which. I told him to put his wallet away. Actually, I just took the item back and told him to fuck off. Actually, I didn't tell him that. I said, "Never coming to my store again," or something like that. Like one of those really, like, "Don't let me catch you in this part of town again" kind of things. And he scurried off, and I walked back triumphantly. But the point is, punk ass kids aren't bright. They're real dumb. And they're also, so they might do something stupid like spend all the time and energy to replace water into the body wash bottle.
Fuel scooping complete.
And I'm no closer to solving the mystery of the watery body wash container. So I just don't know. I don't know.
Fuel scoop
And
disengaged.
I've not come up with a more reasonable reason other than manufacturing defect, whatever, or punk ass kid. And I mean, obviously neither fixes the problem, which isn't a big, like I say, it's not a big issue. It still works. I'm probably gonna have to buy more sooner, which is a bit of a pain in the ass because it's not fucking cheap. Why is body wash so goddamn expensive? Anyways. And I was already upset because I had to go, because normally I've been, like, I think I've talked about it, been ordering this sort of thing off of Amazon Prime because it's so much more fucking convenient. That was really loud when I said Amazon Prime because I turned to the mic at the same time.
Cannot comply.
Sure you can. And I completely forgot to order it, so I just walked into this. I had to just actually go and walk into the store because I literally needed it for that evening. I ran out the night before, and I went, "Oh shit, I forgot to order some." So yeah, I had to do all this junk, and man, very disappointing. The whole process. The point is, don't go outside, kids, because you're dumb and you steal stuff. All right, until next time. Ciao, love you. Good night.